Welcome to the Harsh Truth with Harssh Singh. This is my very first episode. I'm so happy because this is exactly what I wanted. I wanted two of my favorite people to be on my very first episode. This introduction is going to take such a long time. मतलब आधा show तो यहीं पे खत्म हो जाएगा because I have so much to talk about these two people. I have two of my co-actors, two of the people that I admire the most. Ayesha and Dilnaz, they are with me on our first episode of The Harsh Truth. A big warm welcome. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Introduction. Okay. So, actually speaking, I don't need to give much of an introduction about both these people.
Wow.
You do.
We are not that well known, please. Huh?
Okay. Yes. Anybody who's interested in entertainment, the entertainment industry, films and theatre will know these two. Stalwarts of the scene. You have seen Ayesha ji in films such as Dil Dhadakne Do, Gunjan, Veere Di Wedding, Sonu Ki Tittu Ki Sweetie Ki...
Sweet Bas Bas Bang.
Okay, that. Apart from that, she's after a long time she came back to theatre after a break, and I was very, very lucky to be part of a show called Bagi El Bele. And she's a star of the show. It's a comedy show, and we've done shows of Bagi El Bele all over India. अगर आपको कहीं आपके शहर में आ रहा है, go and watch it for her alone.
Yes.
और अगर जब मुंबई थिएटर के बारे में कोई किताब लिखेगा तो 2 चैप्टर होंगे Dilnaz.
Yes.
Okay, because she's done. I don't know. Have you counted how many plays you've done?
Yeah, I did count last year. It was 55.
55 plays. And I was very lucky because in 2009, we acted in a play together called Project Strip, which ran for about 15 years. 15 years.
We
just wrapped it up
show.
last year. So Project Strip, and now these two are here. Their background is very dissimilar, but we'll get into that, okay? So Dilnaz is an electronics engineer who became a model and then an actor. Ayesha ji comes from an illustrious family that had to be about entertainment, right? Everybody in your family was either
in
into
some form, radio, theatre,
theatre,
dance.
women empowerment. Zora
Sehgal is my grandmother's younger sister, and my own grandmother, my dadi, Saida Bano, was India's first female newsreader. So that is true. Yeah.
So there was, मतलब कोई chance नहीं था. You had to be.
I had
in
to
arts,
end up here. Yes.
In arts.
Yeah, in arts.
At what time in your life did you know कि ये मेरे को करना है?
I don't think I ever knew it as a profession, but I think I always enjoyed being on stage, whether it was in a fancy dress or the school play or whatever. And I think I was always doing it up until I was 13 or 14.
Yes.
And then there was a bit of a dark phase where there was a particular teacher who arrived in our school and started sort of using favoritism and casting people that only he liked. And I started not getting cast in all the good productions in school. And it was a great phase for theatre in our school because there was this young boy from England who had just graduated, and he was maybe 18, 19, and he was doing some great work in theatre, and he came to do a residency in our boarding school. And at that time, I think our principal just decided to cast non-actors and terrible people who weren't interested in performing. And me and my other friend Natasha would just sit there, saying that we're the ones who really want to act, but we wouldn't be cast. So from that until I was about 24, I stopped acting altogether. I was so underconfident, insecure, uncertain. And then I think by the time I was 24, it sort of started, coming back to me saying that yes, theatre. And essentially it started just with wanting to be on stage. Okay. I think film was just a result of this is what you do to earn money as an actor. But if you gave me a choice, and I think Dilnaz would agree, if you gave both a choice that you could really live a good life and only be on stage, I think that wouldn't even be a choice for me, at least. Yeah, for sure.
I would.
But yeah.
Same for you, Dilnaz?
Similar. I still love doing film.
Yeah.
But I just find that I get more interesting roles in theatre. I don't get those challenging roles, and forget roles or projects very rarely. I mean, I've done some very interesting people. I've worked with some very interesting directors. But that's not as often as it is in theatre.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So hence I think of course I love the live performance space and blah blah blah. But I think if the roles and the projects were as interesting,
then yes,
on film and OTT, then I think they would both have their own
place.
And I would love both of them.
Yeah.
Electronics engineer.
Yeah.
What the hell?
Yeah. The problem was I was one of those 90% students.
Notice the subtle
That
shade.
was a problem. She was
That
a
was a
90%
problem,
student.
that
That
she
was
was
a
a
problem.
90. Yeah.
We were not even reaching 50.
So that was a horrible problem. I don't understand how, I don't know how to deal with it. But
we came from a normal middle class family. No one from my family was into the arts. Mom was a teacher, you know, like, so when I said I wanted to be an actor, that they were like, are you mad? Acting is for people who are not good at studies. You know, all these people just पढ़ाई में अच्छे नहीं होते हैं, उनको क्या कर सकते हैं? तो वो acting में चले जाते हैं. Was that concept? I mean, and we didn't know much. My parents, I hadn't watched so much of theatre as a child.
Okay.
We were not. I was not exposed to that world.
You're not okay, Miss. You're Irani, not Parsi, or it's a mix.
It's a mix.
Because Parsis, it's a tradition to go and watch theatre, which was not so prevalent in your family.
Which was not in my family.
Okay.
Yeah. So then, and the thing is that I was one of those intelligent students. So they were like, why are you wasting your intelligence, you know, doing, mummy like arts karke kya karegi, mere jaise teacher banegi, you won't make any money, you know, all of that happened.
Correct.
And initially I wanted to become a doctor. Thank God I didn't become one because I faint when I see blood. I don't know what I would have done. But that didn't work out, and I was like, ab kya karoon? All the boys are doing engineering. So I was like, chalo yaar, I'll also do engineering.
So you've actually done electronics engineering?
I have BE in electronic engineering for 4 years, and then I worked as a software engineer for the next 4 years in a firm called PCS.
So if now, agar koi coding karni ho, koi website karni ho, Dilnaz would do it.
No. Once I left it, I was like so done with it. Abhi mujhe koi laptop bhi pakrata hai. I'm like, kyun yaar? Like, don't ask me all these techie things. It's just like, it's like I've blanked out that, you know, that part of my brain.
So for both of you, what was the first move that you made? You at 24 and you after becoming an
No, before. I was acting along with, like, my first play was when I was 15 years old. A professional play.
With Trial?
Okay.
No, with Tony Patel. It was a play called The Merchant of Venice with Joy Fernandez,
Oh, nice.
Asif Basra, Dodo.
Dodo, I know.
Yeah. It was Rajika Puri.
So this is padhai ke saath saath?
Padhai ke saath saath. After the 12th, my first year of engineering, and my first professional play when my pictures started coming in newspapers. So all my engineering people, like colleagues, were like, you're wasting your degree, tum seat waste kar rahi ho, tumhe yahi karna hai, to why you... And they all expected me to fail in the first semester itself.
They did not know that she's a 90% person.
No, they all were 95%.
Okay.
But first semester happened and most people got 80 KTs, and there were, in a class of 150, there were literally 5 people who did not get any 80 KTs, and I was one of them. So after that, everybody just shut up and everybody said, let's not say anything to her.
In fact, the first play I ever saw in Bombay was I'm Not Bajirao.
Same.
And that was the first play I ever saw in Bombay, and it had her in it. And I remember looking at her, and she was this quiet young girl, very cute.
I'm still
and she
quiet.
Had no, shut up. And on stage, you were quiet. And then you were sitting and sketching in some book or writing, and she kept coming onto stage in various places, writing and coming, lying on one corner and sitting on the bench. And it was amazing because it had Baman and who was the
Sudhir Joshi.
and they were the stalwarts of theatre. It was the most amazing play, and if you were to think about the play, you would only be able to notice these two guys in it, right? But you couldn't take your eyes off of her in that show. And I remember, what was that video of yours, a music video where you cry?
Khoobsurat hai tu, Sandeep Chaudhary.
So I had watched that video of hers when I was living in Delhi, and I didn't know who the hell she was. And at that time, we didn't have phones that you could forward videos or YouTube. And wo TV pe music video aata tha. And I remember loving that so much that when YouTube actually came, and I almost went back to look for it. And I didn't know who she was, and I didn't know she would end up becoming one of my closest friends. But I remember my mom, I remember the day we were watching it, I remember where we were watching it, and my mother and I were watching this video. And we were like, who's this actress? Who's this actress? And I remember then when I met her for the first time, I discovered that it was her. And for me, it was like this moment of like, you're that person. Yeah, it was amazing. Amazing. So I still remember the first time I saw Dilnaaz on screen and on stage.
Really?
Yeah.
What I have to speak, aap dono ka, now that I've worked with both of you, I've been very fortunate to work with you. There is a huge amount of preparation that both of you do, and I will vouch for it because I've seen it. Ayesha ji ke bare mein I'll tell you, Punjabi is not your first language.
Not at
not
all.
even your third language.
Nothing, no language, no connection.
Baghi Albere first, that play जो हमने किया जिसकी 40-50 shows कर चुके
आराम से, हाँ.
50 shows कर चुके हैं. The first 4 shows were fully in Punjabi. Okay, so fully in Punjabi, and Ayesha ji is comfortable because आसपास सुना होगा, but that's not her language. She would come every day for rehearsals, listening to Punjabi folk songs from the 40s and 50s, all the way to rehearsal, and then at rehearsal she'd say, अच्छा इसका मतलब क्या है? मेरे को भी नहीं पता. She said, शर्म कर, तू पंजाब से. So I know, but this is like from 1950s. The language has changed.
Yeah.
I don't understand. That's for you. For Dilnaz, script down pat. All the O's in the script are
Circled, coloured.
All the O's, like
What?
एक O in every script. She
What is
circles.
the O circling?
God knows.
Nothing.
I
Like
don't
when
know.
I'm learning the lines, I'm kind of fiddling.
So you know कि Dilnaz ने कितना prepare किया based on your flip कहाँ तक O's covered हैं.
Oh.
That level.
I didn't know.
That's what she does. I want to. So the question is, that level of preparation after doing so much work, 55 plays, you've been doing this for a couple of years. Why? You don't need to. And how?
Of course you need to. I think live does not allow you to, I mean, not even film. You need your preparation in any form of your performance. I mean, for a lot of my film work, sometimes I'm not as prepared, I'm not as diligent, because a lot of my work, as she says, is not that challenging. You're not pushed to do that much more. I end up doing Mummy, Chachi, Bua, Mausi for amazing roles. You're not going to consider me for an inspector or a detective or something. You are going to only say कि ओ आपके गाल हैं और आपका एक फिजिक है और आपका एक लुक है तो आप मम्मी चाची बुआ मौसी we end it there. So for those roles it's not like I'm going to lie and say कि I'm circling my O or I'm learning the language or I'm not doing anything like that. I'm just going on stage and instinctively I'm fortunate that I can perform. But for something like a Baghi, where I'm doing a completely new language, I'm doing physical theatre, and I was not at all at my physical best when I started that play. I was very unfit, and it took a lot of energy out of me to perform that show. But I think with anything, especially stage, you have to work. It won't happen, when you're just you can't stroll onto stage and just believe that the audience is going to be with you or want to look at you if you as an actor have not done what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
So,
but again, second question, I'll come back to Dilnaz, but for you, 40 shows kar chuke hain. You still rehearse as fiercely as you did, let's say, the first show.
Absolutely.
Why not? I mean, everybody knows.
No, it will fall down. It will fall so badly. And also Baghi is a play that is high on energy. It's high on cueing. It's difficult to watch because farce, especially farce, if you do it wrong, it's the most painful experience that anybody can go through if it doesn't land. So as an actor, it is my responsibility to do the best that I can, and I feel that because it's such a not getting the word, but it's a show where you're constantly getting new people in every time.
Correct.
So one day somebody's playing this role, one day another person is playing. So I'm my character has to interact with each character. I have that in the show. So I've had 3 Sukhis, one character, then I've had 4 somebody else, and I've had 5 of somebody else.
And now a new lead.
And a new lead now,
you.
So agar main kaam nahi karungi, to then how am I justifying my place in the show? I just feel that it's not fair.
But you do know that the rest of so many actors don't feel or put that kind of heart.
But it's okay, that is their journey, and I'm sure that somebody else with less preparation can also come and be as amazing. I do the preparation because I need it. I'm not doing it out of a great sense of every actor must prepare, and if somebody doesn't do it then they're a lesser actor. No, they just need lesser preparation. They have a quality that allows them to come on stage and be brilliant. I have a quality that I need a certain amount of preparation to come on stage and do what I need to do. So it's just a very personal approach to work. It's not generalization this is the only way to work. Yeah.
Dilnaz, at one point I remember, was it last year? Last year you told me you were doing 7 plays.
Yeah, 8.
Every play in Bombay, Dilnaz is doing.
Every play in Bombay.
Every play in Bombay.
Yeah,
Ever.
Ever. Still, the amount of preparation putting in one.
See, I honestly, I prepare for myself. I prepare because I enjoy that process. And that's why I'm an actor.
Correct.
No one's told me to prepare. I don't feel that, if you prepare, you're more hard. I mean, intrinsically, I am a hardworking person. But
yes, 90% we know.
Yeah. But I honestly prepare because that's the process I enjoy.
Yes.
I enjoy the preparation. So for me, it's not like calm, or else I wouldn't be doing what I do. For me, the preparation is the process. For me, the preparation is the passion. For me, the preparation is the enjoyment. The getting into the role, the making the notes, the trying different options, the researching on the different characters, all that goes into a preparation. And I don't mean just learning the lines preparation. That is just one thing aside, but there's so much more preparation after that. And that's the process I enjoy. So if I नहीं करूँगी, तो फिर I'm like, फिर what's the point? But strangely, I've cut down a little on the preparation because I don't want to take names, but a director who I really like and trust told me that, Dilnaz, go instinctively, because your instinct is also very good.
A valid choice.
Yeah, and
valid
that's
choice.
also a valid choice. Yes, you've done the homework, you've done the preparation. Keep that aside. That's there at the back of your mind. So now, once you open the show, it's all there. Now, when we're doing the shows, forget that. Don't prepare so much. Don't rehearse so much. Don't work so hard at it. And be instinctive and let that come out on stage and discover the beauty of that. And I did, sorry. And I did, and that was also wonderful. It made me feel a bit nervous and insecure and oh my God, I haven't prepared. But now it's a process of both these things that I've
As
been
a
doing.
mix of both,
And
For me, it's the opposite thing. I've always been an instinctive actor because I don't have training. I have not done...
That's not... You can't say that.
No, I don't have training.
Every performance that you do, every play that you work in, that's training.
Yeah, I get it, but it's not like I've been to any kind of
training.
formal training. I've not been to NSD, drama school, film institute, nothing. And sometimes I feel the lack of it. As an actor, I wished I did. Like, my husband is a trained actor versus I'm not a trained actor. But apart from his training, he puts in that much more hard work, even though he's trained.
Yes.
But when I see him, I understand craft. I understand choices that he makes, which sometimes I find very difficult because my brain is not wired like that. So I will go into something on full instinct. And then I realize, no, now I have to pare back. Now I have to use craft. I have to use a choice. I have to make a choice. I have to understand what I'm doing and then proceed. So it works differently. So yes, a lot of it works very nicely if you just go in with your instinct and perform.
Correct.
But you will rely, even no matter how much instinct you work on, you have to rely on what you know and what you've learned and what you've developed with her as well. Whatever instinct she might use, she's down with her craft. And that is one thing with Dilnaz, I feel, is that is the magic of watching someone on stage. And I'm telling you, nobody in Bombay has the kind of dedication to do 7-8 plays a year. Nobody will do it. I personally won't be able to do it because I'll always be worried about what if I get offered a film, what if I get offered that will pay me money. So you're always committing less to theatre. But you find very rare people, I think one is her and one is my husband. 100% my husband, who will do everything for his shows. He will, continuously be part of that process. And these are the only two people in my life I've seen who've got such passion towards at least the theatre.
Let me talk finance. Theatre pays you next to nothing. Am I correct in saying so?
Absolutely.
Approximately, even if you're working with some of the good directors Mumbai के, आपको एक शो का without rehearsal मिलेगा 2,500 रुपया 3,000. Can I be frank and state that much? 5 मिल जाएगा.
It depends on the show also.
But you will never get to 40-50,000 per show. तो approximately
5 का 10 मिलेगा, 15 मिलेगा.
Per show.
आज तक मुझे तो नहीं 15,000.
I mean, depends on the
commercial aspect.
Commercial aspect. Yet, both these actors who have the choice, आपके husband, all of you, all three of you, who have the choice कि जहाँ पर हमको film में इतना पैसा मिलेगा, you're still choosing to do theatre, and that's a tough choice. कभी आपको regret होता है?
कभी. Sometimes theatre की वजह से I've lost big shows also. I had one day I remember where I had to commit to one show. It wasn't even like it was a rehearsed show. It was a one-off event. I think it was 36 Ghante with Rage, where it was a one-day event where you just go, you perform, and you're done, right? And I had a really big OTT series. And if I tell you which one I lost Mirzapur.
Ayo.
It was something I was going to do. I had the role. All my dates were working out except that one date. But I didn't have the courage to go to Sharnaz and say, and I just told Sharnaz this yesterday. She didn't even know about it till today. That was maybe 4 or 5 years ago. And I requested them, I said, can you give me one day? And they wouldn't adjust one day for me. But I had given that commitment to Sharnaz and I didn't go back on my commitment. And I spoke to Nadir, who's another friend of ours from the stage, and Sharnaz. And they were like, what are you saying? And I'm like, yeah, I'm like, do I regret it? I'm like, no, that was not meant for me. Shiba did it later, and Shiba and I've always spoken about it. And she did a brilliant job. And maybe that was just her destiny, her role, and that's how it was meant to come to her. And I feel that what's meant to come to me will come to me in spite of my choices. So it's okay. Yeah.
You are perhaps the finest actors that Mumbai or stage has seen.
Hey,
and I'm not being, no, it's true, it's true. My question to you is, do you think that Bollywood is unfair to such talent from theatre?
Yes. Sorry, I'm quite honest
you can be
about
honest.
it.
I mean, I'm like...
how and why, you don't have to give examples, but explain to me how. How are they unfair to talent such as yours? Because your repertoire speaks for itself. 55 plays.
I mean, because if it was fair, I would be doing all the roles on screen, the ones that I do on stage.
Correct.
I mean, I understand the financial aspect that goes into Bollywood. The star kids are necessary because then people will go watch it. The stars are necessary because so that people will go. I understand all that, but that's the world that we live in, and it's not just Bollywood. It's even Hollywood. It's even there. I mean, it's not like there they don't run after stars and the stars don't have that power. It's everywhere, and that's the life that we live. And yes, I think I've kind of, one accepts it and one is okay with it, but that doesn't mean I'm going to lie about it and say, no, it's all fair. No, it's unfair, and that's life.
Oh, but I agree. I mean, fair, unfair का तो मुझे नहीं पता. I just feel that एक approach बहुत बदल गया है towards acting. We were saying that even 20 years ago, if you looked at 25 years, 30 years ago, television was still actors.
Correct.
Then it changed to just the next pretty face who could come and work for less money.
Yes.
Then it changed to influencer and YouTuber, and justified. I'm saying star kids, that's their, again I'm saying, that's their destiny. If parents have worked for something, give it to them. But again, you talk about a Bagi Albele where I play a middle-aged woman who is in love with a 25-year-old boy. Correct. Who's having an affair. That role is Raveena Tandon in films. That's never going to be given to me. No matter how well I do it on stage. We're talking about ourselves.
Oh, well, you do it brilliantly on stage, Ayesha.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, no matter what, if they say, though, we'll make a film on Bagi Albele, we love the play, do you think they will cast me in that, my role? They did that to Julie Andrews in
Mary Poppins.
No, My Fair Lady.
My Fair Lady, yes, My Fair Lady.
Julie Andrews was the lead in My Fair Lady. It was her show. It was a super hit on Broadway. And when they came, nobody knew her except as a theatre actor. And they said, but she's not, nobody's going to watch her. Let's get Audrey Hepburn and let's dub her.
Because the singing is
because
not
she couldn't sing. And she was so cut up about it. And that same year, Disney gave her Mary Poppins. And she was this nondescript actor nobody knew of, but they loved her, so they gave her Mary Poppins. And Mary Poppins was this little hush-hush production. And that same year, during the Oscars, she got Best Actress for Mary Poppins.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she did. And Audrey Hepburn didn't win for My Fair Lady. So, अब मैं क्या बोलूँ fair unfair?
I mean, it is what
it is. What it is. It is what it is.
Fair, unfair.
It's okay.
One is not bitter about it.
No.
This is what it is.
It's my
one accepts it and move on, and that's
I have to do
theatre.
my work as honestly as I can do, and I can only hope that I get better opportunities for which if I have to work harder, I will work harder, and sometimes, what to do.
For somebody who doesn't understand, explain to me what would be, I know हर role को आप differently approach करेंगे, but what would generally be your process as an actor and your process as an actor?
Bagi, again, if I have to start acting in a language that I've never spoken, I mean, I can do Punjabi roles, but those are all Hindi with a Punjabi tonality or twang or whatever, which is fine. Yeah. But it's not really like speaking the language. And if I had to learn a full new language and make it, so if you're 20 Punjabi actors and one UP person, which was me, you are going to stick out like a sore thumb if you don't speak it genuinely. Yes. And we had brilliant actors on that show, including Harssh and so many brilliant actors. I can't even begin to tell you. So I was petrified. I was like, how am I going to speak a language and carry it off on stage? Not even that I'll have an option of doing a retake or something. So the process was, first of all, listening to the language as much, speaking it as much, understanding the thing, understanding that you're not playing a caricature of a Punjabi person, you're playing a Punjabi person. And when I finally performed in Punjab, and when people came up to me, all the Punjabis just came up to me, speaking to me in fluent Punjabi, thinking that I'm really going to answer back or something like that. My Punjabi is very good now, much better.
Very good.
It's very good now. But I still was like, I can't suddenly start conversing in it, but people were convinced that I'm Punjabi. So I was like, okay, कुछ तो सही किया होगा. But process की बात है तो हाँ, मैंने बहुत गाने सुने, मैंने बहुत बोला. I think for about 3 months, my algorithm was only Punjab on Instagram. That's all I was watching. And you watch, you observe. You should not be scared at that time for someone to correct you. That's my only thing. Don't take it personally. At one point, I had 8 people coming in telling me, ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे बोल दिया आपने, ऐसे नहीं, ऐसे बोल दिया आपने. So at one point I had to say, okay, listen, only 2 people can come and correct me because everybody had their own opinion.
Correct.
But again, be open to guidance, be open to criticism, take it in the right way, use it to your advantage. don't मेरा ये मुझे यही करना है. If someone's giving you a better idea, I think you should be okay with that also. So मेरा कोई इस तरह से process नहीं है. मैंने तो इसका ये बोला है process इनका.
No, mine also. There's no like you read 100 Stanislavski method, ye method, wo method. Ultimately, there is a Dilnaz method which is.
That is what we want to know.
No, but it's not a secret.
What is that?
No, but I just feel that it's different with every director. It's different with every play, right? Like there are certain plays that I'm doing these days which are 2-actor plays.
Jump.
There's Jump. There was Lungs. There are certain plays which are like Devil Wears Bata and all, which are full-on comedy plays. There are certain plays like the Vagina Monologues, which are all monologues. So I think with every play and with every director, the process is different. So yes, and with every co-actor. So yes, I do my homework in terms of the character work and the line work and the intent work. So basically, I will not say a line without an intent. I have to be doing something with that line. So if you see my script, it'll have verbs.
All this I don't do.
My script is the dirtiest script with this scribbling, that scribbling, and all that. I have to be doing something, an active thing to the other person.
Okay.
Because if I'm not, then why am I saying that line? The scene has to have a motive. Every line that I speak has to have a motive. So that used to be the process, but it's changed a little bit because like in Lungs that I was doing with Kwasar was like,
I love that show.
Okay, Dilnaz, with this line you are, let's say, instigating him, but now I want you to take a different choice. And then I realized that, why am I sticking to this intent with every line?
You change it.
Yeah, I can change it. But then at the spur, and then if I'm not instigating him, let's say if I'm arousing him.
Correct.
So his response is going to be different.
That way, yeah, correct.
So there were certain shows since I'm talking about Lungs, which were, this show was different from the next. The 6 o'clock show was different from the 9 o'clock because we made completely different choices. So now, in fact, in the process, the homework that I do, I give a list like sometimes this and sometimes that and sometimes like I at least have a few options that on a given day I can pick from what I want.
I wouldn't have thought of it like that, but that's really because it keeps it alive. The nature of it is not static.
Or else why are we doing theatre?
So you write down what you're going to do per line before.
I forget. Then I do 8 shows. So then for each show.
Imagine. She writes.
For me, a process to nahi hai, but how you deal with different things, like or how you would work your way around a situation. So in one particular play, I was stuck with an actor. I remember where usse nahi ban raha tha. For whatever reason, what I wanted from him was not happening, and even the director felt ki ye baat nahi ban rahi hai. And I was very frustrated, and I would say and I had taken on this big burden that I have to make this scene work. I have to make it work. I ended up taking on this big responsibility because I could see that because of the other actor, it was not really working. So I came back to my wonderful husband, who I said, "Bhai, what do I do?" And he said, "You have to imagine that he's doing it perfectly. You have to imagine. He may not be doing it. He may never do it. Even after 20 shows, you'll feel that this actor, that is his limitation. But it's not your responsibility because you can't start doing extra suddenly so that, because then you will push your boundary to a level where it's not genuine anymore.
Correct.
You keep to what you're doing. But तुमको imagine करना पड़ेगा कि वो सही कर रहा है. I said, that's a very strange thing to do. But it really helped me push through that scene. Like, it was really tough. But I found it very weird when he told me that. But I was like, listen, what else choice do I have? That's what I'll need to do.
But but once, remember, we were doing a rehearsal for Strip, and I think I normally never tell my actors anything, but because you're a friend, I know you, I think I told you that, Harsh, can you give me this line like this? Because I had my response and the way I'm going to respond to it packed.
Correct.
And I think that time Q had said, no, Dilnaz, let him do whatever he wants and you change your response.
Correct.
And that's when I realized that, I've got to get rid of that homework. Homework ho gaya, preparation
but now
ho gaya.
Go with it.
Now
let it blossom,
that's when the magic happens, right? I think it's the mix of the art and the craft.
Correct.
Craft is very important, as she was saying, but then it's your instinct, it's your chemistry with your co-actors, and what you develop, that is also process. No?
Of course.
Developing that chemistry with your co-actors is a whole process, and that's so important.
Theatre mein to you will find like-minded actors. On screen, हमें पता है, I know, and you also know, कि जिनके साथ आप act करें, they're not of your caliber.
Not always.
Okay, we are being nice. ठीक है. Not always. When they give you notes.
Oh.
तब आपका क्या reaction?
Co-actors giving notes.
Co-actors giving notes.
First of all, as an actor, please don't give other people notes. This is the only thing, you know, like, and this is that horrible thinking. What would you like to say to the young generation of actors? First of all,
that was my next question. which मैं काट रहा हूँ.
What is your advice? I have no advice. You please do you. You please enjoy your life. You find your process. You'll fall. You'll stumble. You'll get up. You'll find your way. You want advice? You'll find someone in your life. Your mother might give you great advice, and that might help your acting. It's not necessarily some great Gyani actors to come. But please, the only advice that I feel like giving people, young, old, almost 1 foot in the grave, wherever you are in your life, please don't tell other actors what to do. For that, there is a director.
Yeah.
If the other actor even comes to you thinking that आप senior हैं, आप उनको guide करेंगे, देख लीजिए. If you really need to, you might say, सुनो ऐसे try कर लेते हैं, or can we try this together, or can we make something of it as a joint process. ये नहीं ऐसे बोल दो वैसे बोल दो. This is the only thing.
थिएटर में भी होता है.
बहुत होता है.
What are you saying?
No, I meant theatre में.
थिएटर में भी होता है.
I know.
Okay, you're co-actor.
I know.
Yes.
But
नहीं, अब हर जगह होता है. और हम भी शायद, मैं अभी कह रही हूँ कि मैं नहीं करती हूँ, and I will apologize openly if I've ever done this to somebody else, and it's very possible I might have. How do I remember that I might not have?
but theatre की बात different होती है. Why? Because तुम 3 महीने रिहर्सल करे इकट्ठे, तो एक जगह पर कोई
आप
बोल
सांस
सकता
रोक
है.
लेते
यार,
हैं.
तो
मैं तो सांस रोक
डायरेक्टर
लेती
है ना,
हूँ.
तुम जाके डायरेक्टर को बोलो.
I have had actors who you walk on set and they've not even said hello to you and they've told you how to do the scene. I've had that in a film.
So what do you say? क्या कहते हो?
इसमें आप थोड़ी इमोशनल हैं और आपको बहुत दुख लग रहा है, तो आप जब आएंगे ना तो एक आंसू थोड़ा ऐसे, आई एम सेइंग अभी से आंसू, मतलब अभी तो वो एक्शन रोलिंग, बाल भी नहीं हुए, चेक्स भी नहीं हुए हैं, अभी से मुझे बोल दिया कि आंसू एंड आप.
So then what do you say?
But if he is a big star,
Then you can't say anything.
then you say yes. So basically, so again, सुनो सबकी करो अपने मन की वाला काम है.
हाँ.
कि सुनो सबकी करो अपने मन की.
एक तो एक्टर दोनों में कॉमन. I don't know if you guys did scenes together. Heroine was Kareena Kapoor. You were in and then there's We Ready Wedding.
Yeah.
Okay. How is it to work with a star or somebody of that supposed fame and lead?
Fine.
Were they okay to?
With me, fine. I mean, I've not had any particular.
उनका
issues.
experience नहीं on theatre. Do they match your level?
लेवल की बात ही नहीं है. अगर आप लेवल सोचने लगेंगे तो देन देयर इज अ प्रॉब्लम विद यू. आपको अपना लेवल लेके चलेंगे तो फिर सभी अपना लेवल लेके चल रहे हैं. कोई और बंदे को लग रहा है मेरा लेवल है, ये कौन आ गई मुझे लेवल बताने के लिए. तो लेवल कोई चीज़ नहीं है. इट इज़ ओनली अ वर्क. इफ यू कैन डू योर वर्क विद एज मच ऑनेस्टी एज यू कैन. And it's not always easy. You're working in very different circumstances. Yeah. Sometimes on a set you're being treated very badly. Sometimes on stage you might go and with one of the most magnificent directors and you're having a terrible experience. So, but you still have to do, in spite of your circumstances, the most honest work that you can. Sometimes people love it, sometimes people hate it. That's not in your hands. But level to, I don't think bolna bhi chahiye. It's okay. I mean, Kareena is Kareena. Kareena is who she is because of her work. She had an opportunity, but she is one of those people of the star generation who made good on her opportunity. Either she got good films or she whatever, but
Correct.
She is who she is because of her work. I can't do what she does. No, I can't. I can't dance the way she dances. I can't do certain things that she does. Maybe she can't do certain things that I do, but that's valid, yeah, for me. It's valid.
Kumud sir is an actor. You are married to a musician. How important is it for your partner to be supportive in this field, and how?
I think I'm very lucky that I've got someone who's in the field, but at the same time who's not an actor. Because I don't know if I'd be, if I was married to an actor, I think the house would be like a battlefield.
Why?
Just generally, like, I don't know. I'm glad I'm not married to an actor. Let's put it like that.
Okay.
But at the same time, I'm really glad that he's in the field, so he understands the craziness of it. He understands the frustrations. He understands the things required and the timings and everything. He understands all of it because he's in the field. So it's great. I think I've got that perfect. It's just perfect.
Very good. I'm so happy to hear.
Huh.
I'm glad I'm married to this particular actor. And any actor would be
You'd be
a
sharing
problem.
makeup.
Yeah, either that or just that. If a person like Kumud comes with, like, I've never seen anybody in my personal existence who comes with zero ego, zero competitive, zero problem or jealousy, nothing. And those are all, like, I have all of those things. I have ego, I have jealousy, I have like, usko kyun mil gaya, mujhe nahi mila. All this will happen to me.
Correct.
And he will sit and say, I said, don't you feel that, you know, He said, नहीं मैं अपना काम कर रहा हूँ ना, मुझे मेरा काम करना है, उसको करने दो, वो उसका तकदीर है, मेरी तकदीर दूसरी है, मैं कर. And I'm not even just trying to praise him for no reason. This is, I've been driven for now what? We've been married 17 years. So I understand him and I know that this is who he genuinely is. So if you're married to an actor like Kumud, I would say wonderful because he's supportive. Like tomorrow, if I needed to go do something and he needed to give up something to sit at home, he would sit at home. He is that kind of person. So married to Kumud as an actor, great. If I was to generalize ki koi bhi actor, then I've seen many that I certainly don't want to be married to. So yeah, for sure. Like yeah.
I was once dating an actor and my friends used to make fun of me saying, oh, now you all will share the same makeup, will you? And I was like, don't be mean, guys. Like, but
no, we
like,
don't share. My makeup is better than his.
But I am also this little like, you know, if I'm with Kumud in the same theatre space or the same film space, not fun.
Oh, why?
Yeah, he's not fun. No? He's nice, I said. I didn't say he was fun. I said he's wonderful, easygoing, and all. But he's sweet. But then I'm also like, I'm somebody who will invade his orbit. And once he's in the stage space, he doesn't want to be hanging out with me, being cute and saying, "Acha chalo ye and wo." No? He just wants to work. So I will irritate the life out of him. I'm that little rat who'll keep like, you know, doing this and that, and he's like, you know, like stop and all that. So yeah, maybe you know, maybe I don't think he needs me around when he's working.
He's so cool. We were shooting for Thappad for 3 nights. We were that song that we were doing, Teen Raatein Lucknow mein. Okay? So the vanities were a little distance from where the shoot was happening in some house, and all night shoots. So you would think that Kumud sir would, after his scene is done and then he has a 3-hour or a 4-hour gap, he will go back to his vanity and sit inside. No, Kumud sir is sitting outside in the street. Kursi laga ke, chilling, gappe laga rahe, 3 nights in a row, and it's not just me. It's like every person, chota star. I mean, from the stars, from Diya, Mirza to the ones who are you know, doing one day work, who are sitting and speaking to him for advice, and he's very calmly speaking to them.
That way, yeah, mehfil, kotri, all that is fine. As long as I'm not kind of annoying him here, there, it's fine.
But it's just difficult. Like even sometimes Kaizad and I work together on certain plays. Yeah. And yeah, like no one will believe that we are husband and wife. You know, we're like strictly like.
Can I say something? You can edit it later. But what? Can I say something? It's very sweet. What? About Kaizad and Dilnaz. Can I say?
Yes. What? I don't know what you're talking about.
So I went to watch Lungs in NCPA, and so first of all, that show, I don't know why she played with my head so much. Okay, so first I go all the way from Mud Island for the love of my friend to NCPA to watch a play. I get there. Before I get there, she tells me, listen, I'm not doing this show. So I said, meaning it's some double cast. She said, yeah, I'm not going to be able to do this show. So now I am on the way thinking I'm coming all the way from Mud to watch her. Why will I come from Mud Island to NCPA to watch a show for her? No, I'm not doing it. So others I'm going, okay, but now I've come. Then I said, chalo, I'll go and do something else. Because my mood off ho gaya. I hadn't reached, I was on the way. So I said, then she said, no, just come. That girl is also very good. You'll enjoy the show. Don't do all this and all that. You bought a ticket and all, chalo and all. I said, acha, chalo, theek hai. Now I get and sit there. Suddenly, before the show comes, she comes and she sits behind me. Because her entry is from the audience, right?
The audience.
So now she comes and sits me. I said, what are you doing? No, I'm doing the next show. I'm just watching this show, something like that. So I start turning my head around and I start talking to her. And she's like, shh. So I'm saying, don't shush me. I was so angry. I'm saying, first of all, you're doing all this to me. I'm going to watch some other actor. Then if I'm sitting and chatting with me, because she has to focus, na?
Correct.
She's entering. How do I know? Then she's shushing me. She's saying, no, shoo, and all. I'm like, arey, but no, you're sitting and talk to me at least. I've come all this way. Then suddenly she gets up and starts performing. So I was like, acha, ek to inhone ye kiya. Coming back to her sweet musician husband, she's saying we work together. Huh? So the same play, Kaizad was giving the music and he was sitting on the side and performing. And we were all watching the show. And there was a moment, there were lots of moments where he wasn't playing. And how lovingly and sweetly he was just watching his wife perform.
Oh, yes.
So it was so beautiful because I was watching her. Then halfway I was watching only him watching her. So it was really lovely. Because I feel that if you're for your friend, and I'm not talking with Dilnaz actor ye wo, but for someone I've known for so long and someone I've loved for so long, when they find love and respect, it makes you feel really good that this is what you wanted you know, apart from all her success at her work and all that, if you find a supportive, where you started with a supporting, loving partner, and you see it in their eyes while she's on stage, I think that's a very beautiful moment for me to have. I told her that later also. I said, मैं तो आधा टाइम तुमको नहीं देख रही थी, मैं उसको देख रही थी. तो कैसे उसको देख रहा था? Like कितना sweet है यार, मतलब अच्छा है ना.
The hardest lesson that you have learned in all your years in the industry, not just as an actor, क्या होगा?
Don't take things personally. It's not about you.
But how can you not take?
It's not about you.
You're revealing your personal stuff on stage.
No, if you're working, na, if people are telling you कि आपको ये vanity नहीं मिलेगी, आपको वो मिलेगा, मतलब if people are going out of the way to treat you badly, which in films, every day is a struggle. I'm not kidding you. No matter what work you do, if you're not of a certain star category, every day is a fight on set. ये नहीं मिला वो नहीं. But you start feeling कि ये मेरे साथ ऐसा कर रहे हैं. नहीं, वो सबके साथ.
They're mean to everybody.
They're mean to everybody. So it's not about you. It's really not about you. And this is very difficult for me to say because I take everything personally. If the cat looks the other way on the road and doesn't look at me, I take it personally. So that is my life lesson. That cat was probably interested in another cat on the road and not in me. It's okay. So वो मैं अभी बोल रही हूँ. I'm not saying I'm being able to execute this really well, but I think if there's something I need to keep learning in life, and I still haven't learned it, is not to take things. It's not about you. I'm just telling you, you're not that important only in life. हम अपना खाम की importance देके बैठे हुए हैं.
That is the hardest thing.
It's really tough. मैं बोल रही हूँ. It's easier said than done. I'm just saying it. But if you're asking me what I've learned, maybe I haven't learned it yet. But I hope to learn. That much I can say.
Because actors are about myself. No?
That's a good thing. You have to be self-obsessed. I'm not saying don't love yourself and don't take yourself seriously. It's just that don't take somebody slighting you as a attack on your personal self. It's just maybe that's not where they are. You're not important to them. Maybe they're going through some shit. Maybe the film has bigger problems than you. Maybe a star is throwing a tantrum and they have to work that out. And all they want you to do is just get on set, do your work and leave. So get on set, do your work and leave. And it's okay. So again, still hoping to learn this. Yeah.
For me, I think it's acceptance that I've learned. Because there's a lot about, it's a lot of luck, right? Whether we accept it, whether you call it luck.
Is it?
Yeah, because you could be the most hardworking person.
I agree.
And you might not get it.
I agree.
Because you could be a star child and you will not make it.
Absolutely.
You could be
we
the
will
most...
get into discussion about which star childs deserve later.
No, I mean, you could be anything. You could have done all the correct things, been the influencer, got your followers, done the networking, still not gotten it. You could have slept with 100 directors and still not made it.
Correct.
Right? So whether you call it luck, whether you call it destiny, whether you call it this is what is meant for you, not meant for you, whatever you name it as, but there is that because it's not in your control.
Yeah.
So accept that it's not in your control and continue loving yourself.
That's
because there'll be
well
lots of rejections. There'll be people telling you, "Tum bahut gori ho, tum kali ho, tum choti ho, tum moti ho, tumhari acting is not film acting, tumhari is too loud, tumhari is too subtle." 100 other opinions you'll get.
Somebody told you your acting is not film acting, or not like.
आप theatre actor हो, film पे नहीं अच्छा.
What?
You know, like
किसने बोला था?
मुझे खुद याद नहीं है, but all these comments are just sometimes just go around in your head because this is what you've heard in the last 25 years that you've been 30 years you've been in the career.
Here is insane.
You don't even remember who said what.
And true it, she's right. Accept yourself, love yourself.
So acceptance, whether it's of yourself, whether it's of the situation, whether it's of nahi mila ye role, you were great at it, nahi mila. Just that acceptance that it is not in your control. And continue loving yourself, continue being proud of what you do, continue pushing yourself, continue doing what makes you happy.
Correct.
What was the worst statement that you heard? This give me an idea. Like
I've heard so many.
This is funniest.
So many worst statements we have.
Funniest. Okay, chalo. Let's the funniest thing that you've ever heard.
One stayed with me when I knew whose house I was at. Quasar's, for a common friend of ours, one of the most prolific theatre personalities in Bombay, Quasar. And I think it was at his house that they had like a reading or a get-together and all that. And I didn't know him at all. I knew him because my mom had gone there. And I just moved to Bombay as this new, you know, and I knew nothing about acting, theatre, kuch kiya hi nahi tha. I was very new. And a very prominent film director at that time who was an AD with a big company, and he was just commissioned to make his first film for that particular.
That was the name of the
no,
film.
Later.
So he's basically had been an AD to a big director, and that particular production house had just put faith in him to direct his first film, and he'd gotten a mega star cast, and he was like obviously flying. Okay, I'm going to be directing the topmost stars of the country, and I was this little gold sweet thing sitting there. I'm still sweet, I'm still gold, but it's good. And sitting around, and then he said, what do you do? So I said, oh, I do theatre. Like literally sweetly, and he said, आपको तो हम लोग थिएटर वाले, हम तो आपको स्टार के पीछे ना खड़ा करें. एक तो ये क्या समझते हैं अपने आप को कि हमको एक्टिंग आती है, स्टार्स को एक्टिंग नहीं आती है. आप जैसे लोगों को तो हम स्टार के पीछे भी ना खड़ा करें.
And he was at the house of a theatre person.
Correct. He was at Quasar's house.
How? That's
Not Quasar's house. I take it back. He was at Amal Alana's house. And Quasar happened to be there that day because he's related to Amal, but Amal's house in
But that's
Bombay.
a horrible thing to say to anybody.
And Amal is Al-Qazi's daughter. Like, come on, you're talking about the biggest theatre person in the world. Unke ghar pe baithe hue hain aap.
Did that film flop?
No, it was a super hit. But
Damn, I really need to know.
So then, for that particular film, he wanted to cast Zora Sehgal for a role. Okay, now he's getting like, kaun si film hai ye? So he wanted to cast Zora Sehgal for a role. Zora Sehgal, being my grand aunt, comes to Bombay, and at that time I was the only young one in Bombay, so I used to be her escort. So I used to shift to her hotel, Taj Lands, and this, that, and this suite. And then I used to sleep with her and look after her, and she was my grand aunt and everything. So she told me, Falana is coming to talk to me about a role. My ears perked up. I was like, oh,
that guy!
And he walks in, and she says, "मैं washroom जा रही हूँ," and she must have been in her mid-80s or early 90 or touching 90. And he comes in, and he looked at me because I just met him like a month ago, right? And again, I was still new, right? But he remembered me sort of. He said, "We met." I said, "Yeah, at Amal's place." And he goes, "Oh, what are you doing here?" I said, "She's my grand aunt. I'm here to look after her. Please have a seat. Come in." And he sat down, and I had told her about it.
Oh.
And once she told me who he was, I told her the story. She said, "Ab dekhna tum."
I love this story.
And she was really like, like, "Haan, kaun ho tum? Kya chahiye?" She was giving him the full treatment. And he left, and he told me, "Anything you need in Bombay, here's my card. Please, you're new here. If there's anything you need," and I was like, okay, either you get your retribution like usi waqt aapko mil gaya. And he's worked with my husband a number of times after that. Somehow loves my husband, has always cast him. Theatre wala wo bhi hai. अब तो उनकी सारी फिल्मों में थिएटर वाले ही काम कर रहे हैं. But he must have been what at the time? My age, a little older than me. So he also came with his newfound arrogance and newfound success. And newfound baggage.
You and I have to find out who this is.
Yeah. So this is not a bad story, but it's not a horror story. But when you're really new, you will never forget somebody speaking to you like this. And I don't care what film director become. I have probably in my heart decided I don't want to work with him if I get the opportunity. And maybe if my circumstances are different, I'll have to swallow my pride and work with him as well.
It will be a mic drop moment for you.
Yeah, like.
देखा?
Yeah, देखा.
Please, no.
मैंने तो अपने कुछ 3-4 करोड़ का बिल भी ऑलरेडी बना लिया है. इससे कम में तो मुझे करना ही नहीं है इसके साथ.
I love it. I hope this happens. This is a wonderful
then
story
Then I'll take that kind of paisa to compensate for all the years of trauma.
Exactly.
First of all, this is a wonderful story because ऐसी stories की इस तरह की this was a good ending enough. कि वो आया फिर कार्ड देके माफी मांग के गया. Good ending enough. But then I'm hoping part 2 also.
नहीं माफी थोड़ी मांगी.
जो भी है.
झूठ बोला ना कि anything you need, please call me.
पर उतरी ना. So that's a very good story.
Yeah, it's a good
nice
story.
ending. I hope that 3 crore wala ending also happens.
6
crore wala. Dilnaz, what's the worst, stupidest statement that you have?
I don't have any
particular ones.
But the usual. There was a good filmmaker who I had once gone to meet, and I thought this is the filmmaker for whom acting would be important and all that. And then he told me, "मैं तो सब you will not suit any of my films. You're too fair for any of my films. I make films only with you're not." I said, "Yeah, sure." And then 6 months later, not only is foreign, we have a lot of foreigners also in our industry who speak Hindi and do stuff. So not only is that person is partner, but is starring in a lot of his films, right? So.
Oh, I know. Oh, we can't say this.
No.
I don't know.
Okay, we will discuss. I cannot tell you what it means to me that you guys are here for my first episode, and I hope you've had a good time. I've had a blast, and I will always remember this, that I got to get to know more about two of my favorite people whom I admire and respect and who are so amazing, and let every kind of retribution that you want come.
Thank you.
In terms of money, fame, because you deserve more. भाई अब हॉलीवुड के अगर मार्जिनली फिल्म इंडस्ट्री है वहाँ पर भी आपका
बस वही तो चाह रहे हैं.
वहीं पर भी आपका नाम हो.
Thank you.
And we have a little token of appreciation.
अच्छा ये भी मिलती हैं चीजें?
Just a very small.
एक तो बड़े शोज में तो आईफोन मिलता है.
नहीं जी अभी नहीं.
नहीं अभी नहीं मिलेगा.
जब हम 25
क्यों आए हम लोग?
50वें एपिसोड.
अच्छा ठीक है. फिर हम दोबारा आएंगे आईफोन लेने के लिए.
सिर्फ आईफोन लेने.
अच्छा.
हम आपको सिर्फ आईफोन देने के लिए बुलाएंगे. Flowers for my true people.
Flowers.
This is. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, they're very pretty. Look how beautiful and stunning. Wow.
Thank you. I love you guys. I love you guys.
I love
you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. These are gorgeous. Thank you.